Corn crop performance on your farm in yield bushels per acre is a simple math problem. It is the number of kernel rows around the ear. It's the number of kernels in length per kernel row. It's the depth of the kernel or the size of the kernel, which indicates how many kernels will make a bushel, and finally how many harvestable ears per acre. When we think about harvest, we think about the finish of the season. To have a great season, you have to have a great beginning. Your corn crop's alive about 135 days. The most critical time period of that crop's life, we think, is the first 20 days. We want to talk briefly today about the protection, support, and stimulation of that first 20 days with a product from Streamline Ag we call TuneUp Plus for corn. It's a planter box treatment. You're on the ground today with Rob Seco. I'm Todd Claussen. When we think about the variabilities of corn's extremely fragile. As we put corn in the ground, it will succumb to temperature, to moisture, to differences in temperature and moisture and depth and spacing. And all of those fluctuations can have an effect on the emergence pattern. Remember, when we plant corn, our intention should be for every plant to look like every other plant. Okay? So now let's think about how we can contribute to the math problem. We can get establishment. TuneUp Plus for corn in 166 comparisons in 2024, right to the row, we have 960 more plants per acre. 960 more plants per acre. Will that 960 more plants, will it come to fruition and will it create 960 more harvestable ears? No, it won't. It can't. Right? Simply because of the separation of the emergence pattern. We think about the emergence pattern on any farm out here. From the first spike of corn that comes up until you've exhausted all establishment, takes about 5.5 days for that to happen. What we know about that separation from day to day to day emergence pattern with corn is a 2-day separation. A 2-day separation. That plant that comes up 2 days later will have about 16 or 17% fewer kernels of grain on the ear. It's about 100 kernels. A 4-day separation is 225 to 250 kernels. That's an extreme penalty. So can we help alleviate some of that pattern error? Can we come out and can we establish our crop in 4 days or 3.5 days? Would that be of value? What we see out of those 166 locations in 2024, yes, we got 960 more plants per acre, but we had 13% more plants emerge in the first 48 hours. 13% more. That means 13% more ears are going to have more grain on them. 13% more plants are going to have no penalty. That's a value on your farm. When we think about that 2024 overall data set, it's about 6.1 bushel per acre across 10 different states. So there's value. There's value in the establishment. There's value in the uniformity from plant to plant to plant. Remember, that first 20 days is critical on your farm for establishment and for uniformity to lend that factor to the math problem that's yield in bushels per acre on your farm. You've been on the ground today with Rob Seco. I'm Todd Claussen.